Hi, xiaouiris here, choreographer and dancer. And today I'm going to be talking to you about my experience at my first ever Babymetal show. This was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, just over the weekend. And it's quite local to us, so we got tickets. And my husband's a huge Babymetal fan. So I've reacted to them. I know their songs. I react to a lot of music, so sometimes it does kind of blur. So November was like our Babymetal month, and he took me through a lot of like the shows, their performances, the different concerts, the songs that he thought that they would probably be performing or likely to, like they do the same intro and the same outro. And then he was teaching me about all of the things that the fans do in the songs, and like Papaya has the towel, and there's just certain things that you do, hashtag not a cult, but you know, everyone was unanimously, they just know what to do in each of the songs. So he was teaching me everything, so I knew what I'd be doing. He failed to mention that it was going to be like an all day thing. He assumed that I would know that, and I had no clue. So really last minute, he's like, oh yeah, we're going to be up at like 6 a.m. Why, 6 a.m.? The show's not until the evening. He's like, yeah, we're going to spend the whole day there. I'm like, doing what? And he's like, just chatting. Maybe we'll go and get food, talking to like the other, he's made a lot of friends, and he's like just talking to everyone else. And I'm just like, I just couldn't understand it. I like Babymetal, but I don't like going to concerts. It's not my thing. And a lot of people have been trying to get me to go. My husband Kobe tried to get me to go this time last year, and I was like, no. So yeah, it was an all day experience. I see why he loves it so much. It's not just the concert; it's like the build up to the concert, spending time around people who, you know, are enjoying the same thing. There was something really cool that everyone was doing. They made their own merch, which I thought was really good. I've never seen that before. Kobe actually made his. He made a sticker. Don't know if you can see it. I don't know how close to get, but yeah. So he made this sticker, and I'm like, why? And he went into work and he like printed loads of this off, and I just couldn't understand why. And then when we got there, like everyone was just handing everyone like merchandise, which I thought was really, really cool. Got this cool Babymetal bracelet, and everywhere that they toured, maybe not everywhere, but Ohio, Wisconsin, New Mexico. This was really cool. What else? There was some other stuff. This was my favorite. Oh my gosh. Look. It's like a D&D card, spellcaster effect. That's so cool. Babymetal sticker. I think Kobe's saving this for his new Mac so that he can stick him on his new one. Another Babymetal American flag sticker, which was so cool. So yeah, I mean, we were waiting outside, and there was a photo booth, and we do have a video of this, but I don't think I want to post it because I just feel like it's a little bit invasive. They had like their security team around to like sneak them into the booth, and they took pictures, and everyone was like, Babymetal are in that booth. Like the three of them were like squashed in this tiny little booth. And we caught them leaving. We saw the back of them. I thought that they were really short, and like you could see the back of their hair. Their hair was down. I don't believe I've ever seen them with their hair down, but it was really cool, and it was nice to see how respectful all of the fans were, because they just left them alone. You know, everyone like they understand the boundaries, which I don't see with celebrities. You know, especially in America and the UK, people go crazy, but everyone was really respectful and just let them like have their space. And people were just saying it'd be really cool if we could see these pictures. And then everyone was like, should we go in the photo booth? And me, Kobe, and like a few of us were curious to see what it was like in there. We went into the photo booth. The camera was so low, and we were all like kneeling down. we were like kneeling down to like get a picture, and we were all trying to squash, there was 4 of us trying to squash ourselves in there, and we're like, how did those 3 do it? I felt like they had brought the camera down because the girls were short, but I don't know. So that was a fun little segment. Then I started to crash because it was such a long day and I wasn't mentally prepared for it. And we were like queuing up to go through like the security. We were front row because my husband always has to be front row. And we were the VIP. So we got our VIP lanyard. And then part of the merch that we got with the VIP was, this was really cool. We got a little bag to put around our waist. So handy this is. Like, I'm going to use this as an everyday bag because it was nice to just have like a little pouch in front of you. You didn't have to worry about anyone behind you or anyone squashing you at the sides. You could just have everything you needed at the front. Little Babymetal beanie, which is cool. And a little Babymetal pin. I'm so sorry if you can't see. I should have tested this with the camera, but I'm already like, 10 minutes in. Right, so that's all the merchandise. Then we went in and we were front row. Like a bunch of us were like at the front row. We were the ones that were there since like 6 a.m. So we were like, we are getting the front. And my husband went to get me a shot because I needed that energy boost. Like I was crashing. And I'm like, I'm sure I'm going to be fine once I see them. I was building up a lot of excitement, thinking like I've never been that close to a stage before. And it was quite an intimate venue. And we were really close to the stage. So I was like, I'm going to see Sue, Moa and Momo. They're going to be really close. I'm like, this is quite exciting. So Kobe went to go and look at the merchandise. He bought this top. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah. He bought this as a bit of merch. And then he was just looking around at everything else. He gets a t-shirt every show he goes to or doesn't go to. People just send each other stuff, which is nice. And then after my shot, I was like, I better go to the loo because I'm right at the front. I'm not going to be able to move for the duration of the show. They had an opening act as well, Scene Queen. So I ran to the loo. As soon as I like got to the door, I saw like the second wave of people coming in, and it was so many people, and I could see them all piling up like behind my husband and like the front row. And I was thinking to myself, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back. So I went to the loo, and then I came out. I looked at myself in the mirror, and because I'd been there all day, my hair was a mess. There's a picture of me and my husband. This is the outfit I'm wearing. I got 2 little space buns, and I had my hair in plaits. And it was so messy, but I was worried that if I stayed there to do my hair for the next 5 minutes, more people would fill in and I wouldn't be able to get back to my spot. So with my messy head, I just left because I really wanted the girls to see my hairstyle. So silly, but... So I was back at the front row, and the opening act, Scene Queen, I really liked it. I thought she was good, and it was fun. I liked the songs. It was just a fun little hype kind of 30 minutes. And then they were setting up for Babymetal and the Western Kami band. They were all getting ready. At one point, people on the left side could see Koba. There was like a speaker blocking. So apparently he was there, and they were all waving, and he was like that. And I was like, where is he? And then right before Babymetal came on, they played like some 90s rock music, which was so much fun. That got me more hyped than anything else. It started with Linkin Park, One Step Closer, you know, the riff that you hear, dun 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 dun. I was just like and then they played like Papa Roach, Last Resort, and System of a Down, Chop Suey, and I was just like, I could just listen to 90s rock music blasting through the speakers. And we had security in front of us, and they were like singing and banging their heads to the songs, and I'm like, yes. And then the Kami band started up. Oh, it was so exciting. It's exciting talking about it. And the girls ran on stage and I was just like, wow. And Momo was our side at the first song. So it was, I had to write it down so I don't forget the order. Babymetal Death. So Kobe taught me that everyone unanimously, kitsune's up and they bow, B, A. And I had Kobe on one side and our friend Austin on the other. And all I could see was Momo because I just couldn't believe that she was right in front of me. And like their energy immediately was so high. And I was kind of restricting myself because I didn't feel like ready to just go all the way and bow, you know, A, M. But I was watching Momo and she was like bending her body all the way down and coming back up again, going all the way down. And I'm like, well, I have to commit to it because I'm like in front of her and I don't want her to see me. You can't be at the front row and just be really timid. You can't do that. So I was like, oh, I'm going to have to go all the way down. So I'm like, the barrier is like at my waist, like at my stomach. And I'm just bowing across the barrier and going up and like bowing again. I'm like, A, M. Oh, I can't spell Babymetal. So yeah, that was such a hype intro. And yesterday, me and Kobe, when we were driving to Walmart, we were just talking about it because I was trying to remember which song that was. I was like, what's the one where they're like Su-metal dust? And he's like, that's Babymetal Death. And he was like, you know, the first time that Momo did it, like the crowd reaction, I'm like, it took him a while to find it, but he found it. And we were listening, and then we got Momo Metal Dust. And the crowd went wild. And me and him looked at each other like, oh my God. So yeah, so that was that. I wish that I filmed this like the next day because I can't, like, I can remember the order, but not necessarily. I mean, I think the next one or the third one was Papaya. And that for me was the most physical demanding because I had a Babymetal towel and Kobe had a Sakura Gakuin towel. And he's like, this is the song where you like lift it and you start going, pa, pa, papaya, pa, pa. And in that environment, and you are quite squashed, like people like Kobe warned me, you know, you are going to get squashed. People are kind of come up behind you and like squash you into the barrier. And at one point someone elbowed the back of my head and I was like, Kobe, I'm not happy. So he put his arm around me and he's just like pushing people away. And I'm just like, I don't have the strength to like move people away. And sometimes I felt like it might not be their fault because other people behind them are pushing them. And the second row is, you know, where can you go? There was also a ramp on the floor, so it probably wasn't comfortable for them to stand. But there were a lot of phones behind me that were going in front of me and just getting in my way. And I didn't have my phone with me. I'm a very in the moment kind of person. So I just relied on everyone around me to film it and take pictures. It was my first time seeing them. So I just kind of wanted to be as present as possible. But Papaya, my arm was hurting. Like everyone was really going for it, and I had to like switch arms and like be like papa, papaya, papa, and like switch arms again, like papa, and I'm like, is everyone okay? Waving their towels everywhere, like is anyone hitting anyone? I was so conscious of people behind me as well. So papaya. Something else I noticed as well, and I'm not sure I've noticed this in the videos or if it's even in. It must be, but Momo had her signature 2 pigtails, but Moa had her signature 2 pigtails, but Momo had half of her hair was down, it was loose, and then she had like 2 little pigtails going up either side. And I was like, their hair is different. And Kobe was like, what? And I'm like, it's different. And towards the end, I realized that I hadn't focused on Sue once. I was listening to her because I was saying to Kobe, her voice is just so... It's just so easy to listen to. Like you can kind of like zone out because it's just so, I can't explain it. There's just, you don't have to stand there and pay attention to everything she's singing and her riffs. And like, it's just like an effortless kind of ascend to her voice that I don't know. I was focused so much on the other two towards the end, I was like, I haven't looked at Sue once and I know I'm going to regret it. So I then started to keep an eye on Sue, but Moa and Momo, they were switching sides and they were both super enthusiastic. And I'm like, this is the way that they interacted with you. I said to like my husband, this is very clever tactic, because Moa looked at me so much and she smiled at me and she interacted with some of the things that I was doing and my expressions and my dancing, that it made me feel like I wanted to go back, because I just felt like she will recognize me again. I liked the way that they were interacting, like they were looking at everyone. And I thought that was really clever, because I'm not someone who will continue to go to, I don't go to concerts and I don't believe in seeing the same thing. But I would go again just because of the way she was interacting with me. Like she noticed me. So Met Harley, I mean, the choreography for that was the point where I was thinking to myself, where is their calm down? Where is their song where the choreography is just a little bit easier so they can calm down? I think they went off stage 2 or 3 times for a really short period while we had like a Kami band instrumental. But I don't think it was sufficient time enough for them to just like get ready for they were, from start to finish, they were 100%. There wasn't even a millisecond of a moment where I saw them just breathe, or just have a relaxation period. It was super intense. What was next? Time Wave. I don't know if you've seen my reaction to Time Wave, but the dance break they did at the end, I think I rewinded that like 3 times because it was incredible. I liked the echo effect that they did, where I think it was Momo and Moa were doing the dance, and then Sue would repeat it, which is like a backwards echo. You usually see like a Mexican wave style echo. You don't really see it like that. So I love that dance break, and actually seeing it live, I grabbed onto my husband. I was like, ratatata. I like this one. Kobe was umming and ahhing about it, but when he saw it live, he was like, yeah, I get it. Because that was really fun, that one. And I couldn't help, but the rat-tat-tat-tat. My head was just, as I was watching Momo and Moa, I was just like, my head was just going with them like that. And I was like, I hope whoever's behind me isn't getting my head moving, because I was really like, rat-tat-tat-tat. But that was fun. Gimme Chocolate. This is one I think I've reacted to this one, but it came a lot later on, and I found out that it was like their kind of like introduction song. What's it called? Debut. But I know the choreography to this because Kobe knows the choreography to this, and he is always dancing to it, and he randomly dances around the house, and he'll just do some things like this, and he'll do things like this. I'm like, what is this guy doing? And actually seeing what I see him do around the house on the stage, and I'm like, oh, this is Kobe. This is him dancing around the house. Yeah, Gimme Chocolate. Headbanger was so much fun. It's been a long time since I've headbanged. I think it was Download Festival or Sonosphere. I can't remember. It was really young. I was still in school. But I remember going, they had Evanescence, Korn, and My Chemical Romance all in the lineup. So I was like, I am there. And I remember headbanging, and I started to dance a lot more after that. So when it comes time for headbanging, I can't help, and I think a lot of dancers are the same, I can't help but just move my head like this. Like my head kind of like, and I'm just like, head the bang. But sorry, that was really slow. But everyone around me was like, head the bang. Well, no, they're like, head the bang. But everyone was like going like this. And I was just like, at first I started naturally going like that to the beat. And then I'm seeing everyone around me really going for it. And I'm just like, I'm just like, sod it, let's do it. And then I started headbanging, and oh my gosh, I was just like, I'm just going to go for it. At first I was a little bit hesitant because I was mindful of the people behind me, but then I just thought, well, I'm here. And you see the girls really going for it, and you just feel like you have to as well, because if they are, why aren't I, Road of Resistance. That was a cool, it's not my favorite, but it was a really, really cool way to end it. I was watching the security in front of us as well. They were like head banging, and they were turning around and looking at them, and I'm not a fan, but I felt really proud that I could see how much they loved the music, because, you know, kudos to the girls, they were amazing. I think the set was like an hour and 10 minutes. When it came to Road of Resistance, I knew that would be the last song. We knew it was the encore anyway, but Kobe told me that's how they finish, and I was like, what? I was like, is that it? It felt like 30 minutes. And Sue was like, thank you, Albuquerque! Which was so funny. So Road of Resistance was the finale. And I felt like it just finished too quickly. One thing I will say, because I don't know how many people this is going to reach. And like, I don't know if this is going to make me a little bit of a Debbie Downer, but something that I didn't like, and not necessarily for me, but like my husband, it was so nice to see just how he was so happy. He's at his happiest when it's something to do with like Babymetal, Sakura Gakuin, like he's just so full of energy and passionate and intense when he's talking about it, and like actually seeing how much he was enjoying himself. The thing that was bothering me were the crowd surfers. Have fun, live your life, do whatever you need to do, but my God, they were all coming in our direction, and he was like, he's helping get these people across for security so we could just get them across, like get out of our way. We had to turn around. I had to turn around to keep an eye on them because I didn't want like legs kicking me and feet kicking at my head. So I'm like turning around, making myself aware. Kobe's turning around, having to like grab the people. He's doing it as fast as he can. And I'm just so mindful. It happened 4 times. And one of the times was the same girl 3 times. The third time she was over on the left side, but twice Kobe had to grab her and pull her over. And I was so mindful of how much he was missing, because you turn around and it's about, I don't know, a minute and a half, but it's so long because I could hear the girls behind me. Well, right at the front, I want to look at them. I want to see what's going on. I've missed part of the choreography. I thought the crowd surfers were so inconsiderate, okay? So just be mindful. I know that you're having fun, but actually you're taking away the experience from the fans who have paid a lot of money to be that close, who are now having to turn around to make sure that they don't get hit, to pull you over. And it just kept constantly happening. I was getting so frustrated because I was like, I'm missing things. Like, just be mindful of that, crowd surfers, okay? I don't know if I'm just speaking for myself or for other people, but that was the part of it that I thought that, you know, the fans, the people I met, we all felt like a community. Like, it was, people were fair, people were respectful. Like, I liked the community. It matched what I get in my comments. You know, as a reactor, there's certain bands, there's certain artists that you continue to react to because there's a nice family involved. I get that with a Filipino band, Beanie. The people that I interact with in the comments are so nice, and it makes me want to take on their requests above other people, you know, because yeah, you've gone out of your way to give me so much information, and you know, you really, as a reactor, you really do appreciate those things. So we were all a community. I think, you know, let's carry on looking out for each other and not like ruin each other's experiences. I made lots of new friends, met some amazing people. I don't like to say people's names without their permission. Some people don't like it. Some people don't want their name said over a YouTube channel. But shout out to Aldo, though. I asked his permission. I met Aldo. Very, very sweet guy. He knew who I was, which was exciting. And we sat and we chatted about like Babymetal, his experience, and like my channel and things like that. He was a very, very sweet man. And I said I'd shout him out. I was like, would you mind if I say your name? So yeah, I remember everyone. I just don't want to say your names without your permission. It was nice seeing like how much fun they were having on stage. At one point, Moa did her like Naruto run. And then all three of them came on after like a little intermission segment and ran on stage like that, and everyone was laughing. And I didn't see this because this happened over the left side, but when we all went for dinner after, one of the guys showed us a video of when they came back on the stage from like the left side up the stairs. Moa hid Sue's microphone in a tissue box, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't see that. So yeah, the girls were really relaxed and they were having fun on stage. You could tell that they enjoyed the crowd. And then after that, we just hovered around. Everyone was asking about everyone's experience. People wanted to know what I thought. It was really exciting. I had a lot of fun. And then we all went for like an after party. We just went for like dinner and drinks, which was really nice. I just can't believe I stayed awake that entire day. We were up again early the next morning to drop Austin off to the airport, and a bunch of us went for breakfast. So it's nice, like it's a nice community feel. I would be up for going again. I mean, I'm the type of wife who likes to do anything that excites my husband. Like I like to share in the things that make him happy, including hiking, climbing mountains. My sisters are like, you are not an outdoor person. Hate the outdoors, hate heights, but we'll go with him because, you know, I'm an Aquarius. We're open to experiences. But I had a lot of fun. It'd be nice to see everyone again. Austin was a real sweetheart. And yeah, it was just nice to see everyone. Really nice group of people. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And oh my gosh, here's my highlight. Here is my highlight of the entire experience. What song was it? It would have been Give Me Chocolate. No, I can't remember what song it was. But Momo was on the left side. Moa was on our side. And she just randomly looked at me. She went like that. And I was just like, she's looking at me. She's looking at me. And I was like, Kobe, she looked at me. And if you're on my Discord, I think I mentioned something like that. And we've determined that me and Moa, yeah. We had a thing. We had a connection. The girls then went in the photo booth in their costumes and took a picture. You'll see it on their Instagram, which was really nice. So yeah, that was my Babymetal experience. I really enjoyed it. I get why y'all do it. And I understand why you continue to do it. I asked Kobe, this is a question that I've always asked him, that I didn't really understand like why he kept going. Like, I'm like, why would you continue to spend the money and all this time and like on the same thing? And he's like, sometimes they do different songs, they're in different costumes. It's nice to hear the songs that you like over and over again. I can see like it being a whole day thing, especially in like other states, other countries. It would be like you get to meet up with all of your friends who you haven't seen for a while. Like it's a community. And I think it's so much more than the concert. Like it's everything that comes with it. It was really nice. My band, BTS, I think they're all back from the military within the next 6 months. So I'm going to get Kobe on that. Just as a final thought for like the overall choreography, I have to be honest, I wasn't paying that much attention to Sue. I'm sorry. I was just so awestruck with Momo and Moa. And I was just watching when they dance like in sync as a three, then, you know, I caught like the triangle of choreography. But when they were like split apart, I would focus. I never looked to the left side of the stage. I would focus on what I saw in front of me, which was either Momo or Moa at any time. I think Moa had more energy. That could attain to the fact that this is like familiar for her, where Momo is still, she's I mean, she was great. But Momo, I noticed they had different expressions, whereas Moa looked a lot more relaxed and happy, and like she was just smiling throughout the choreography, where Momo sometimes she had a serious face on her when she was dancing. I think momentarily like switching from like interacting with the crowd and focusing on the dance. I felt like that was going on in her head. But there were so many, like the choreography was brilliant. I have said this in my videos. I much prefer how the choreography has advanced since Momo came into the group. There has been a change. I never saw any technique, which has got me in a lot of trouble with the fans, but I hadn't seen any real technique. Not saying that they didn't have it, but it just wasn't being implemented in the choreography. And seeing the technique now, the skill was always there. It was just not being utilized. And so for me, it's really nice to see it come out, because I remember there was a moment when Moa went like that and she was doing it really softly, and then she smiled and then randomly went and kind of popped. And that's the hardest I've ever seen her pop. And I was like, ooh. So I think in terms of them like having fun, they put their own little skill and technique into it. But the overall choreography, like the way that I saw it, is when they were in a three, it was such a beautiful dynamic to watch, because everything was symmetrical. Like Sue was kind of like split in the middle, and she was doing half and half, and then you get like the opposite of like Momo and Moa like looking at each other, and it was the symmetry of the triangle in the choreography was stunning. And rarely do you see that. It's usually like the three members kind of facing the same way, and like rarely opposite. And it's nice to see like the mirror. Gotta be careful how I say this. We knew that there was a delay with the mirroring in the past, but Momo and Moa, they're very even, and their timing is impeccable with each other. It was very mirrored. So it created like really stunning, tight choreography. I loved it. I was a lot more focused on what I was supposed to be doing, being in the front row and trying to make eye contact with Moa. But the choreography, it just felt really effortless for them, the way that they were moving around and everything that they remembered, and the way that their limbs were moving. Limbs is another thing I was speaking to my husband about, because in Sue Sakura Gakuin days, I think there was a thing that everyone used to like say that she was like her limbs were loose and all over the place. She is super, super tight with her limbs now. She's got so much body control. All three of them have. And I was impressed with the choreography, and I'm excited to like watch Babymetal moving forward and just have like a new perspective on the choreography, because damn, that was some good stuff. Well done, Mikiko. I just feel like they have a hand in some of the stuff that they're doing now as well. A lot of it felt a little bit more intimately personal than it just being not generic, but like a group style choreography, you know. I hope you enjoyed my review, and yeah, I'll see you week after next for my reaction to BMC. Bye y'all. Kitsune.